Welcome to the third installment of the Double Clutch BBL podcast. My name is Josh Coyne, and I'm excited to be joined by two special guests this time. Fresh off a dramatic season opener, Justin Robinson and Dirk Williams of the London Lions. Welcome, guys.
Thank you for having me.
So Justin, you're used to this. Dirk, you've had a few years over here in the BBL, in Sheffield and now in London. How much have you gotten used to the weather over here, and how does it compare to back home?
Oh yeah, well, I'm from down south, so it doesn't really get as cold as it is here. So I think that first year was definitely a big adjustment for me, but I think I'm used to it now. I think I learned I got a coat, so I know.
There we go.
That first year I didn't have a coat, so I struggled that whole first year. I learned from that first year.
Yeah, and those winds up north in Sheffield, they're no joke.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and so as a country, of course, we're talking now on the 4th of November 2020. As a country, we're a day away from a new lockdown. Of course, the guidance of the government is all over the place. No one really knows exactly what's going on. How challenging has it been, guys, to stay ready at all times? I'll start with Justin on this one. How challenging has it been to stay primed for action during this period?
Yeah, it's been tough. I think especially when we first started our preseason. We started so early, we was training for the Champions League qualifiers. And, we didn't really know when the season would start or when the qualifiers would be, they kept getting pushed back. So it's hard to train when you don't see any light at the end of the tunnel, to stay motivated, stay locked in. It was hard, but, now the BBL season's officially started. We have something to look forward to, something to train for each week. We can scout, we can lock in, we can focus on teams. So, it's been hard, but, we just have to get through it, really.
Mm-hmm. And Dirk, you guys have played your first game, as I mentioned before the call already. But how were the practices leading up to the season? How competitive did it get in training before the season?
I think we have some times where it's been pretty competitive. I think we like to challenge each other, try to make each other better. And I think that's what's the good part about having this group of guys. I think, we just try to push each other and try to get better each and every day.
And Justin, you guys obviously both have standout skill sets at the guard position. Do you guys personally push each other kind of at that position, and how competitive does it get between the both of you?
Yeah, Dirk already knows how me and him sometimes, we go at in practice, being overly, I wouldn't say overly aggressive, we're physical, but it's all in the name of, pushing each other, making each other better, holding each other accountable, because we know against other teams, they're going to give us their best shot, so we know that practices have to be really tough, But that goes for everyone, each and every guy challenge each other, we go at it, we push, we shove, we're all just trying to win, so it's never anything personal, we're just trying to make each other better and just have a successful season, really.
It's a winning environment if you can hold each other accountable, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
For sure.
Yeah, cool. So, Dirk, I don't know if it's best to ask you, so I'm going to go back to Justin on this one. I know that Dirk can get up. I've seen the video footage. Justin, have there been any bodies caught in practice?
Has there been? I think there might be one. I think.
Yeah, I think there was actually one today.
Yeah. No, he's speaking if you have caught any bodies.
Oh, with me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think most of my dunks been in transition so far.
Yeah, I don't think. I think there may have been. I'm not sure, but
yeah, maybe one like at the beginning of the season.
I won't say any names. I won't, put anyone on the hot seat.
I like that. Would that be breaking some sort of code?
Yeah, you got to keep it in house, So.
Yeah, that completely makes sense. you've got to respect people for challenging the shot, though. That's just defense.
Of course. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
I mean, I give the utmost respect to guys that are shot blockers and guys that contest it no matter what, you know. So
Yeah. Do you find it frustrating when you see, in like NBA, Dirk, in NBA media where you get, or even kind of European basketball media, where fans really latch on to the kind of, this guy gets posted all the time. The guy I'm thinking automatically in my head goes to guys like Aaron Baines, where it's like, oh, this guy just constantly gets dunked on. But you know what that is? It's because he's not getting out of the way of these shots. He's not getting in the way of the dunk attempts. You've got to, it's kind of frustrating, isn't it?
it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So, Dirk, like I mentioned, you got yourself a coat because you learned that lesson in Sheffield. You spent a couple of years playing for the Sharks before going elsewhere in Europe. I take it you guys, your paths crossed at that point.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I think I played against him. I think I played against Dirk for two seasons. Was it 2 seasons?
Yeah, it was 2. Yeah, my first 2 years, my rookie season, and my second year.
Yeah.
Who got the better of the matchup?
I actually think
I think we were the better team. But I mean, Dirk always played well against us. He was always like their main guy, their main scorer. So we always try to keep our focus on him. But most of the times he played extremely well against us.
Yeah,
I mean,
they always had some good teams.
Yeah. So, Dirk, what drew you to the Lions then to join Justin this year? What was it that really drew you in?
I was looking. I was looking for somewhere to play, and I had a long talk with my fiance, and I wanted to be close to my son and stuff. So I think what drew me, I get to be close to my family as well as I got a chance to talk to Vince, and he was very cool. Building a good team. I want to be able to I feel like we've been put in a position to where we can be successful. So, and I think that's, it's about that time in my career, I want to be able to be put in a position to win some championships.
Yeah. So early days as well, but how does this roster rank in terms of pure talent accumulated in one team that you've played with?
Yeah, me personally, I would definitely say this is definitely the best team I've been on so far in my career. This 4th year going. I would definitely say we definitely have a good team. I think once we all put our mind to it, and once we put our mind to everything, I think we'll be able to show how good we're going to be this year.
And Justin, you've been in the squad with your hometown team since 2017, is that right?
Yeah. This will be my fourth season.
Fourth season, and how does this roster stack up compared to the previous years? Not, is it really promising? Is it something you're excited about?
Yeah. I mean, since I've been at the Lions, this is easily the best team I've been on. We've got talent across the board. Obviously, I played in Europe, so I played on some pretty good teams. But from top to bottom, this is most definitely the most talented team. But like Dirk said, it's just all about us getting that chemistry, and I think the more we spend time together, we've had a lot of guys injured, like some guys are out, some guys are in, so that kind of hurts the chemistry sometimes with guys getting used to each other. But once we gel, I think it will be a really successful season, and I believe, everyone just wants to win. So, that's the most important thing. We have guys that just want to win. So.
Yeah, and you mentioned the competitive practice and the competitive environment that's been created because of that joint need to win. Dirk, has there been much trash talk on the court between the squad?
I mean, of course, that comes with whether it's in the game or it's in practice. You have some days like that where it's going to be trash talk or whatever. But at the end of the day, we all men. We can all suck it up and see each other the next day and be cool.
Justin, who's the biggest trash talker?
Biggest trash talker, I'd probably say maybe Joe or Kervin, maybe. Yeah, maybe Joe or Andre Lockhart, maybe. Those guys, they talk a lot. So.
Well, the good thing is you've got a lot of guys in the team that can back it up.
Exactly.
So Justin, you feel, obviously you've won 2 MVP awards in the league. Do you feel as though the new addition in the squad, all the new additions in the squad, sorry, and the influx of talent that you've had, helps to kind of give you that extra push to keep going? I mean, obviously you've got that natural desire to win. You know, you've made that abundantly clear. But sometimes when it, you know, more competition for places, new talent around you, does it give you an extra push after 2 really fantastic years?
Yeah, I mean, you can't really come to practice and take a day off and say, oh, like I'm just gonna chill today, and you have to bring your A game every day, in practice. So that alone just raises the level of performance, and naturally that should translate to the game. But for me, really, it's just about just taking some of the load off of my shoulders. I mean, I'm on a team now where it doesn't have to be me to play well for us to win. Like I can have a horrible game and we still have enough talent that other guys will pick up the slack. So it just takes so much pressure off of me. And like, me and Vince have had those talks over the years. I've always told him, like, we need more talent, we need more this, we need more that to kind of help us be more of a well-rounded team. So I'm just happy that we got other guys that can do the same thing as me. They can perform, they can get it done. So it takes a lot of pressure off my shoulders.
And how much of an added impetus do you have from it being, you've played in Europe, you've had, motives to succeed in Europe, your career's been really loaded with success. But what does playing in London mean to you in particular?
Yeah, I mean, it means everything, really. I mean, you can play in Europe and stuff, and you can have successful seasons in other countries, but I mean, sometimes it's almost out of sight, out of mind, But when you're actually home, having an impact on the court, off the court, you're playing in front of your friends, your family, and if you can win in your hometown, it just holds so much more weight, because it's a much more of a personal relationship, with the fans, people around, people in the UK basketball community. I feel like it just holds much more weight, So.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And when you came over to the UK, was it what you expected when you came over to the BBL to play basketball? And what were your expectations before arriving in the league?
I mean, for me, I always had high expectations no matter where I played it because it was a professional level. So, I came in with that mindset, that I just wanted to learn and adjust. And I think I definitely felt like, when I got here to the UK, it was a lot more different from when I left from college and playing in uni. So I definitely think it was definitely a big gap. And I think for me personally, I feel like the BBL is a lot more competitive than what a lot of people think out in like Europe and other places.
And so throughout the years, there's obviously been a level of skepticism from American basketball media, maybe even, across households in the US, that European basketball players are soft or the level's lower than they actually know. I thought that recently that skepticism had kind of faded a little bit, but then obviously Luka Doncic, fell so far in the draft that, it didn't make any sense. Do you feel as though that has faded a lot, that kind of skepticism of European basketball in America?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, me personally, I think that, American basketball and European basketball are definitely like two different styles of basketball. So, a lot of players that have been able, like Luka, that's being able to bring their style of basketball over, is definitely, it's definitely cool to watch. Because, where he was playing at, it's a hard place to play. Like, it's hard to score there. But, like he said, it's a lot more easier to score because it's a faster pace in the NBA. I feel like it's a lot more faster paced in the NBA. That's probably the main difference.
Yeah. But that was staggering, wasn't it? Because it was, he can win literally everything put in front of him. At every level, youth, he'll win every individual accolade, he'll win everything with his team, and yet it will still be like, yeah, but he didn't play in college. But, is what it is. All we need is more people like you, Dirk, to go back and spread the word.
Yeah, for sure.
The good word of the BBL. You mentioned some of the things that kind of drew you to coming to play in London, and I'll admit I'm a long-term Leicester Riders fan, and I've been forced to really truly admire the recent branding of the Lions, and I absolutely love the black LDN jersey. That kit is really nice. Where does it rank on the scale of, I don't know, freshness, Justin?
Freshness. No, it's definitely like a what can I call it? Swaggy. I call it swaggy. Like so many people were hitting me up about it, like, oh, can we buy it online? I want to buy it for my children. So it was definitely stylish, and to bring it out for the Champions League qualifiers was definitely a smart move. I mean, you're putting it on the forefront of social media and stuff like that. So yeah, man, people liked it. I liked it. So it was pretty cool.
Dirk, how do you think you look in the London jersey?
Yeah, I think it was pretty cool. It's cool to be in some black and white. I think we have some interesting colors. For me, I like the fist that was on the back. That was cool for me as well.
Yeah, important. Another thing I've noticed building up to the season, obviously you had that really dramatic game against Newcastle, but one thing I have noticed, I spoke to Kevin where in the first episode of the BBL podcast we're doing, and he was super, confident, seemed competitive like you guys. But one thing I've noticed is that there's been a lot of discourse on social media from London Lions players, stating their confidence. And I think that kind of thing's really good for BBL fans. But did you guys have any thoughts about that kind of online discussion?
I mean, everyone's different. I mean, everyone expresses their opinion in different ways. Kevin's, he's a New Yorker, so he's quite vibrant and expressive. So he's gonna express himself in that way. Someone like me or someone like Dirk, we're quite quiet guys. We're laid back. I'm more of an introvert. So I just, keep my mouth shut and try to go out there and get the job done. But but like you said, I think it's definitely healthy to have that expressiveness and like the dialogue between teams and between players, to kind of build up hype for the games and just make it more exciting. You see it all the time in the NBA, so like there's nothing wrong with with guys stating their opinion or showing how confident they are,
or even creating a healthy rivalry.
Yeah, most definitely.
Definitely. So as we mentioned, we're heading into a lockdown. Depending on where you're listening or watching this podcast, you may be well into it or you may be just beginning it. But Dirk, outside of basketball, what are your lockdown plans? How are you going to get through this?
Oh, well, I got my family here. I get to hang out with my son and my fiance every day. So I guess, I'm trying to keep our mindset positive and stuff over here. Because, at the end of the day, I get to leave the house at least once, for practice and stuff. But it's about trying to make sure that they're mentally okay and stuff like that. So it's about, trying to get through with my family and, being, keeping everybody happy here.
Justin, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the same as Dirk, really. I mean, nothing really changes for me, really. I wake up, get the kids ready for school, and I go to practice, come home. But like Dirk said, I mean, the most important thing is just making sure your family's healthy and everyone's safe. Your loved ones are checked on. We gotta make sure we check on our parents, our grandparents, our siblings, close friends. So yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is just being there for each other, really. Because it's not easy to be isolated and cooped up in the house. So I think that's the biggest thing. Is just being there for your family and your friends.
Well, the thing is, I know about you guys as players is that you're both more than capable of handling yourself in isolation. See what I did there? Okay, so finally, what are your expectations going forward this year then? What can London Lions fans expect from you guys?
For me, I mean, I'm only going to state the team standpoint because I think that's the most important thing. It's just win. I mean, that's all concerned about, I mean, no one really cares about the antics and the shenanigans. We're just trying to win. We're just trying to get as much silverware as possible. So that's the biggest thing. Like just win, and hopefully we can, be one of those historical teams. One of the teams like Newcastle that have won everything, that have won all 4 trophies, or teams that have won the treble like Newcastle or Leicester. So that's all it is really. Like it's just trying to take London Lions to the next level. So yeah.
Same as you, Dirk, kind of just put the team on the map.
Yeah, for sure. Like Justin said, I think we all have that same type of mindset as a collective group. We all want to win and, win as many championships as we can and, make a statement and stuff like that. But, for me personally, I just want to – I'm a team guy, so I just want to do whatever I can to help the team win. That's all I'm about, this season is trying to win.
I think that is a really good place to leave it. Please like, rate, review, follow, do whatever you need to do to consume this podcast, or however you show appreciation online. Follow Double Clutch UK on social media and London_Lions on Twitter for more updates on the team. Justin, Dirk, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks
man.
for having us. Yeah.
Appreciate it, man.